We need to wisely further investigate life and the universe with the basic working knowledge of the cycles of life and legitimate and true wisdom overall, and discover and identify even more of the details of how life, the world, and the universe works, as it also works, and it totally works cyclically. And this is actually accomplished by having insight into the following truth, okay? What I have identified to be true, and how have I identified this to be true? I've investigated these matters at a time in life, in particular life cycle periods, or at particular times in life when it is a very good time for scientific pursuits and investigation, and it's very probable, and it's even possible, and it is a good time to attain knowledge and wisdom in addition to what knowledge and wisdom we have. So the first thing is that actually, you see, we can see this all over in creation. It's all cyclical. You have day and night, negative and positive, male, female, right? You've got high tide, low tide, full moon, new moon, all this stuff, right? You see, it appears to be the case that, and I have put together a hypothesis, right, that, see, what's actually going on is there are lunar units, okay? You have a full moon, for example, now, 3.5 days from now, we have a full moon. Like in the evening. It's about 3 days from now. Okay, so that's full moon then. Now, 3.5 days before full moon, it's a positive long lunar unit. And then 3.5 days after the full moon, it's 3.5 day negative one. And then it's positive, negative, positive, negative. It just goes on and on like that. You also have a short positive and negative lunar units of 3 hours. Right now, we're like 30 minutes or so before a low tide at the nearest maritime port, where we can read this data from a tide chart that says, at approximately, 12:45 or 12:50 today, there's a low tide, right? Okay. So what you start to see is, and basic science will explain this to you, that the tides, they're actually caused by the moon. Okay. But that's like just looking at parts A, B, and C from, A to Z and beyond even. You're just looking at a tiny bit of what's actually happening. And what is actually happening, and this is logical, and I think that most of you will agree with me, what appears to be going on is that life, and how life is, and even how life moves, how we have a new moon, a full moon, how we have tides generated by the moon, that is all coming from the fact that, and a result of the fact that the energy, this life energy that is omnipresent, and that sort of makes everything move and live and be, and the heavenly bodies, run their course. The moon go from new to full, and from full to new, and all this, and even makes the moon make the tides. It's visibly and apparently evident that there are cycles, and that the energy, where there's this one life energy, goes through different phases. Some of them negative, some of them like double negative, some of them negative, some of them neutral, some of them positive, and some of them double positive. And this can be proven by the fact that, you see, we actually have examples of this where if we look at the tides once again, there's a systematic order and conformity that goes on there. you really have a certain system that is apparent, that goes to a maximum positive point, that goes to a minimum negative point, then goes from that minimum negative point to a maximum positive point. And this on and on and on. So what this looks like is that behind the scenes of what's going on in this physical universe with the moon, the tides, sun, like new moon, full moon, right? Let's say new moon, this amount. Full moon, higher up, more amount. Emptying out, new moon. Filling up, full moon. There's always this, the energy is going up and down, but it's going up and down in a steady, ongoing slot of a certain height and a certain depth. It's like 5 meters high, 5 meters low. Picture two lines here, two horizontal lines here. And you've got this new moon, full moon, full moon, new moon, new moon, full moon, full moon, new moon. It's like 0 point or minimum point, maximum point. Maximum point, emptying out, minimum, new moon. New moon increasing, maximum point. There's a steady, uniformed, like there's a uniformed maximum level and a minimum level whereby things are steadily alternating. And this is because that the energy that powers the universe it's always powered, okay? It's like life is always live. We're always live. It's always something going on. There's something happening. Creation is creating. The thing is, so the universal power that powers the universe is always powered. And at the same time, as related to this existence here, heavens and earth plane and earth human life activity and all that, it obviously goes through phases. So this power, this universal power that is always powered, goes through phases that result in a minimum standard power amount, increasing to a maximum standard power amount, decreasing to a minimum standard powered amount, and that minimum standard powered amount going to a maximum standard powered amount. There's always a uniformity going on with these alternations. And so what this shows us, and this actually explains some things to us. If you were going to look at the heavens and the earth plane, this human life activity in the universe and the world around us, if it had like a battery that was powering it, or almost like a gas tank that was showing you like how much power